And welcome to the Sports Roundtable today, and a little different setup for today. We've got some of our help that's out for the weekend, so we're going to our just usual studio setup here that we do during the week. So nonetheless, glad you joined us here on YHC and SemoSportZone.com for today's roundtable. We got a lot to get to. Some high school basketball that took place yesterday evening, and also we're going to touch on some state rankings for the area in classes 1 through 5 for both boys and girls basketball. And also we'll get into some college basketball taking place today, and a nice entertaining video from the AFC Championship last week, and you'll certainly want to tune in for this in the latter part of our program. So a lot to talk about today. We intend to have Travis Day along with us this morning from New Madrid County Central, talking about their game and their season so far there at New Madrid. And we'll just get right into the things to talk about this morning, and going to some games from last night. We've got New Madrid County Central over Dexter 71-60, and that's a game that we brought to you yesterday evening. And New Madrid played quite well in that game. Got off to a slow start and got a lead through the third and fourth quarter, but Dexter made a game of it late. They hit some big shots to cut that lead down, and didn't just let New Madrid run away with it in the end. So a good game that we brought to you last night here on YHC, and that'll replay at noon and 6:30 today, and we'll upload it to SemoSportZone.com this weekend. And take a look at some other games. Woodland over Bloomfield. Woodland over Bloomfield 51-48 in the Stoddard County Conference. Also, we've got Bernie over Puxico 77-40, and that's also in the Stoddard County Conference. Park Hill Central over Fredericktown 65-42. Leopold over Bell City 100-48. Big win for Leopold last night. Also, Portageville over Malden in the Boot Hill Conference 56-48. Neelyville over Twin Rivers over in the Ozark Foothills Conference 59-52. Crothersville over Piggott 87-61. Sykeston over Kennett in the SEMO Conference. SEMO Conference matchup there 78-55. The Sykeston Bulldogs pulling away from the Indians there in the second half. Scott County Central over Oran, and this is in the Scott Mississippi County Conference Tournament. Scott County Central defeated Oran 80-67. And also we've got Chaffee over East Prairie in that third place game of that Scott Mississippi County Conference Tournament, 83-66. And also we've got to report Risco defeated Holcomb just by a point or two in the last moments of that game. The Risco got a basket late and defeated Holcomb in that matchup last night. So a lot of basketball from last night, and we're here at the end of January. We've got pretty much a month to go in the season now for all of February, and pretty much the end of February into the first week or two of March into district and state tournament play. And we've got a lot more games left here for you here on YHC and SemoSportZone.com. So look forward to many more games coming here on YHC. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to try to get Travis Day along with us over the phone to talk about New Madrid County Central's season so far. And we'll take a break and be back with that coming up.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I chose Three Rivers College. Caring staff made it easy to enroll. I'm receiving affordable, quality college classes. Day, evening, and online classes let me work college into my schedule.
With locations throughout Southeast Missouri and over 200 course offerings, including online courses, Three Rivers can help you earn a college or career technical degree.
I chose Three Rivers College. You should too.
Enroll today. Learn more at trcc.edu. Three Rivers College. Success starts here.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free.
And we're now along with Travis Day, the head basketball coach of the New Madrid County Central Eagles, coming off a win last night against Dexter. And Travis, good to have you back with us on our show. And just talking about the game last night, you got off to a little slow start against the Dexter Bearcats, but picked it up towards the second and third quarters, and that pretty much made the difference in the game there in those two quarters. So just talk about your effort last night.
We started off slow, but I think that was because of Dexter also. But they seemed out ready to play. And they got after the tip. The way we play in our defense is more we want to try to wear you down. So it's one of those things. We put the best punch early. We get folded. We step after. Starting the game down 7-0. We didn't get rattled. We just kept on doing what we do.
Sure. And, we've been talking all year long, Travis, how competitive this SEMO conference is. And going back to the SEMO conference tournament, you were the 8th seed. And, Sykeston was the number 1 seed. And, by rule or by assumption that you're supposed to just get blown off the court in that 1-8 game. And it was a pretty close game. I think it played within 15 points of Sykeston that night, and that's the way it's been all year long with these SEMO conference matchups. And just speak about the SEMO conference and the depth of the conference this year.
The conference is so, night in, night out. If you're a fan of basketball, you want to see one of those SEMO conferences. It's a brutal conference where, there's no game where you're like, all right, we just play and we can get this team. You got to be ready to play night in and night out. That's what you try to teach kids about.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way. And you talk about the top of the conference with Sykeston, Charleston, and right in the mix there with UAll, New Madrid, and Kennett. And, Jackson's, probably playing the best in the conference at this point. But it's just it's a brutal conference. But, boy, it really prepares you for the end of the season, towards the end of the season. And, Travis, I was really impressed with how you all opened up. You got 2 wins there in the Riverbend Classic, and that's really hard to do when you open up the first of the season there at the Riverbend with 2 wins with the kind of talent that you all have there at the Riverbend. And it seems like you've gotten off to one of your better starts in recent years.
I think a lot of fans followed early, and I think they were telling me I didn't even know it had been a long time since the United County won 2 games in the Riverbend this year. We were glad of, but we trying to keep that momentum going, and like I said, the SEMO conference is so tough. It's night in, night out. It's different for you.
Sure. And, of course, you got one of the better guards in the area, if not the best guard there, in Willie Jemerson as a junior. And, boy, he just seems to get better each year. We've seen him get on to the varsity stage a bit his freshman year, and then really took a leap last year as a sophomore year. And this year he's taken it to a totally different level, just developing his game. And you can just tell that he really puts in the work to elevate his game each year. And, boy, he's really starting to make his teammates better as well as he's getting a lot more attention. It really opens up things for the other guys as well.
And that's what we tell our other guys to, be ready. The teams don't game plan to slow Willie down. So, we do a lot of practice where, we might not put Willie in a drill just for everybody's all right, he's taking away from it because he's going to step up now. So, Willie's gotten better. He's basketball junkie. He's one of those guys you can tell him what he needs to work on to get better, and he works on that.
Sure, and thinking back to the game last night, there was one point an open court opportunity, and I think it was about like a 2-on-1 break, and Michael Walker, one of your other guards, threw an alley-oop to Willie Jefferson, and he didn't quite throw it down, but he got high enough. He was over the rim to throw it down, and we talked on the air that it's quite rare that you throw an alley-oop to your point guard, and that was the case last night. He just didn't quite get to throw it down, but that just shows you what kind of talent and ability you've got there in Willie Jefferson.
Yeah, he's very athletic. He can definitely get up and down the floor, with the best at him. He's got a little spring in those legs.
He sure does. And Travis, just talking about the remainder of your season, who you got coming up in your schedule?
Tuesday, South Cape Tim start come visit us, and Fournsville visit us Friday. So we got another, tough week. There's some good teams coming to New Madrid.
Sure, you say South Penn there. South Penn, one of the better small schools, and really came on the scene last year in their district championship, and they got a pretty formidable team once again this year. So, pretty tough opponent there in South Pemiscot. And Travis, what's your record at this time of the year?
We're 7-6.
7-6. So playing a handful of CMO conference games there, you're going to kind of go back and forth when it comes to those games. So playing at right around 500 with the teams you've already played this year, says where you are this year, and you're playing out of Class 3, a very competitive Class 3, Travis. So we've seen that develop over the last year with Crothersville really stepping up their game. And you faced Crothersville, I believe it was last week, and had a really close game going down to the wire with them. And Charleston right there in the mix as well, which you've already played. So that Class 3 between you all three, Charleston, New Madrid, and Crothersville, could really make an interesting district this year.
It's going to be a fun district. It's one of those. I think I just suggest to you anybody can come out of it. If you playing good ball at the right time, you got a chance.
Yeah, sure do. And Travis, we appreciate you spending some time with us this morning, and we always like to see you out there on the road, and your Eagles always show up and put forth a great effort, and we'll be looking forward to seeing y'all down the line. We'll be down at y'all's place, I believe, for the Scott County Central game, and that'll be a fun game to watch. Those Scott County Central Braves looking really good, especially among the small schools this year, so we'll be looking forward to that later on down the road.
All right, we'll wish you luck, and thanks for talking to us.
Sure, and good luck, Travis, the rest of the season. We'll see you down the road.
Take care.
All right. And that's Travis Day, the head coach of the New Madrid County Central Eagles, and we'll be having a few more of their games later on down the road. And, of course, we did the Dexter game last night, New Madrid. You can catch that at noon and 6:30 later on today, and we'll upload it to CMOSportZone.com. And we're going to move on to some state rankings we've got to report on for this week, and this is from the Missouri Missouri Basketball Coaches Association and MostSports.com compiling these polls. And in Class 1 boys, taking a look, South Iron still on top at number 1 at 12-2 on the year. Number 2, Medville at 12-1. 3, Hardin Central at 13-1. 4, Mound City at 9-3. 5, Scott County Central at 8-4. 6, Stanberry at 8-1. 7, Jefferson 11-4. 8, Eminence, the defending Class 1 state champion, Eminence at 8-4. 9, Winston at 12-2. 10, Leopold at 9-2. Leopold cracking into that top 10 in Class 1. And in Class 2, West Platte at an undefeated 12-0, still on top of number 1. 2, Sacred Heart at an undefeated 11-0. 3, Canton. 4, Bernie, who's up to about, I think they're 16-1 now with their record with this week. And the Bernie Mules into that top 5 in the Class 2 poll. Number 5, Gainesville. 6, Iberia. 7, northeast of Cairo, and they're 11-1. 8, Harrisburg. 9, Crane, and 10, Salisbury. And moving on to Class 3, Madison Prep at number 1. 2, Cardinal Ritter. 3, Eugene. 4, Montgomery. 5, Hartville. 6, Mountain View Liberty. 7, Stratford. 8, Summit Christian Academy. 9, Palmyra. And 10, Knob Noster. And in Class 4, Republic at number 1, 2, Duchesne, 3, Sykeston, 4, Lafayette of St. Joseph, 5, St. Charles, 6, Helias, Jeff City Helias, 7, Hillcrest, 8, Grandview, 9, St. Francis Borgia, and 10, Lincoln Prep. And for Class 5, Columbia Hickman at an undefeated 15-0 at number 1, 2, Hazelwood Central, 3, Christian Brothers College, 4, Chaminade, 5, Blue Springs South, 6, the Jackson Indians at number 6, 7, Waynesville, 8, Rockbridge, 9, Nixa, and 10, Kickapoo. So seeing a few teams in the top 10 from Southeast Missouri moving into those top 10. I see Jackson there at number 6 in Class 5, and I don't think they were ranked in last year's poll. If they were at the very bottom, but certainly starting to come on are those Jackson Indians. Seeing some other teams there were Bernie in Class 2, Leopold and Scott County Central moving into the top 10 in Class 1, and might see some Class 3 teams start to move in there. Usually there's always a Class 3 team. Charleston's always there in the mix to move into that top 10, and Crothersville having a fine season as well. And one big matchup to look forward to next week, the Charleston Blue Jays take on the Crothersville Tigers. That'll be a nice game to look forward to next week. Nevada County Central's already played Crothersville and Charleston, and those are really close games. Crothersville and Charleston won those games, and we'll see the other matchups take place with Charleston and Crothersville next week. So that'll be a big game to look forward to next week there in Class 3. And taking a look at the girls' rankings in Class 1, Nodaway Holt leading the way undefeated in Class 1. 2, Tuscumbia at 12-0. 3, Walnut Grove. 4, North Andrew. 5, Mercer. 6, Glasgow. 7, Oric. 8, Chadwick. 9, Drexel. And 10, North Harrison. In Class 2, Crane at number 1, 2, New Franklin, 3, Plato, 4, Gainesville, 5, Skyline, 6, Archie, 7, South Harrison, 8, Harrisburg, 9, North Platte, and 10, Marionville. In Class 3, Herman at number 1, 2, St. James, 3, Ash Grove, 4, Lutheran St. Peter's, 5, Principia, 6, Palmyra, 7, Metro, 8, Licking, 9, North Tech, and 10, El Dorado Springs. And in Class 4, Incarnate Word, the number 1 ranked team in Class 4, and I believe they're the number 1 ranked team in the country at an undefeated 14-0. 2, Mary Institute of Country Day Schools. 3, Smithville. 4, Dexter. 5, Duchesne. 6, Miller Career Academy. 7, St. Francis Borgia. 8, Bolivar. 9, St. Charles West, and 10, Republic. And you see there, Dexter there in the top 5 at number 4. They were ranked number 2 last week, suffered a loss over the last weekend to Dyersburg. So that moved them down a bit to number 4 in Class 4. And taking a look at Class 5, Rockbridge at number 1, 2, Kearney, 3, Hickman, 4, Truman, 5, Eureka, 6, Fort Zumwalt West, 7, Webster Groves, 8, Kirkwood, 9, Nixa, and 10, Parkview. And only Dexter, the ranked team in the state in Southeast Missouri. Naylor, I think, was at number 10 in Class 1, having to move out of that poll for this week. But those Dexter Lady Bearcats having a fine season. And as I mentioned, they lost to Dyersburg over the last Saturday, and kind of a lead they let get away there in the fourth quarter of that game, and answered with a nice victory Monday night though against Park Hills Central, and I believe that final was 77-58. Dexter over Park Hills Central for the girls, having a very fine season there with the girls in Southeast Missouri with Dexter Lady Bearcats. And we're going to take a break and be back with some more coming up.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good, so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about this. SEMO Health Network.
What is your emergency? Need assistance at County Road 61 and Highway 9. Help is on its way.
Clear! There's a better way to jumpstart your soil back to health. Apply Endzone to protect and increase nitrogen efficiency without killing bacteria. Apply Prevent to increase phosphorus availability and reduce fixation. Better yet, use them both to get more from your fertilizer investment and see higher potential yields. Ag Explorer, your prescription for healthy soil.
And we're back and taking a look at the Stoddard County Activities Association tournaments taking place starting Monday evening. And this will be taking place in Dexter this year. And taking a look at those brackets, the varsity tournament has the Bernie Mules on top at number 1 of this tournament, number 1 seed, taking on Richland, the 8th seed in the first round. 4th seeded Dexter taking on 5th seeded Puxico. 3rd seeded Bloomfield versus 6th seeded Woodland. And 2nd seeded Advance taking on 7th seeded Bell City. And we're going to be carrying the finals of this Stoddard County Conference tournament. And this final, the varsity final, will be Friday at 8:30. The 31st, January 31st, Friday at 8:30. And we're going to carry that live here on YHC and SEMOsportzone.com. And on the JV side, Advance. Number 1 seed taking on 8th seeded Richland, 4th seeded Dexter versus 5th seeded Puxico, 3rd seeded Bloomfield versus 6th seeded Woodland, and 2nd seeded Bell City versus 7th seeded Bernie. And that's the JV bracket. And we're going to carry the finals of this one as well. And this final will be Friday at 7 o'clock, preceding the varsity championship at 8:30. So actually, we're going to carry 4 games of this finals night, starting at 4 o'clock Friday. It's going to be the JV 3rd place game at 4 o'clock, followed by the varsity 3rd place game at 5:30, and followed by the JV championship at 7, and the varsity championship at 8:30. So 4 games we'll bring to you next Friday night, live from Dexter, the Stoddard County Conference Tournament Finals night from Dexter. So look forward to that Friday evening. And taking a look at the next few games we've got coming up Monday night at 7:30. We've got Gideon at Portageville. We'll bring that one live to you Monday evening from Portageville around 7:30. Look forward to that Monday night. And Tuesday night we've got Gideon at Risco, and that'll be live as well Tuesday night at 7:30. And a nice Tri-County Conference matchup between those two, Gideon at Risco. Look forward to that Tuesday night. And skipping ahead to Friday night, the Stoddard County Conference Tournament Finals night. 4 games that evening starting at 4 o'clock. So that's the games to look forward to next week here on YHC and SEMOsportzone.com. And we're going to take a break and be back with some college basketball games to look forward to. And also we're going to show you a video of a nice skydiving video into the Sports Authority Field in Denver last weekend, and it's something to see. We'll bring that to you coming up next.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding, and even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
And taking a look at some college basketball games taking place today across the country, and 8th-ranked Kansas at TCU in a Big 12 conference matchup. Florida State at 18th-ranked Duke in the ACC. Georgia at 14th-ranked Kentucky in the SEC. 2nd-ranked Syracuse at Miami in the ACC. 22nd-ranked Kansas State at 16th-ranked Iowa State in the Big 12. Big matchup there in that conference. Texas at 24th-ranked Baylor in the Big 12 conference. 9th-ranked Wisconsin at Purdue in the Big 10 conference. Wisconsin coming off 3 straight losses. Tough stretch for Wisconsin. They'll bring their game to take on the Boilermakers today. They're at Purdue. 21st-ranked Michigan at 3rd-ranked Michigan State. And in-state rivalry there between those two in the Big 10 Conference. And our local games, local teams, Eastern Illinois at SEMO today, and Arkansas Little Rocks at Arkansas State in Jonesboro. So those are the games to look forward to today in college basketball. And of course, we're all looking forward to the Super Bowl. It takes place next weekend, Sunday, February 2nd. That's on the Fox Network this year, and it's the AFC champion Denver Broncos taking on the NFC champion Seattle Seahawks. I'll be looking forward to that next week. And of course, everyone's looking forward to the weather, what it's going to entail in New York, or actually New Jersey, coming up in 8 days. 8 days from Super Bowl Sunday, and it might even be Super Bowl Saturday or even Super Bowl Monday this year. The NFL has some contingent plans where if there's a snowstorm that moves in, they'll move it up or move it back. But it looks like at this point, with the extended forecast, that they're going to play it on Super Bowl Sunday. And looks like right now the temperature is going to be right around 30 degrees at kickoff, and probably into the mid or upper 20s as the game moves on, as it'll be around 6:30 local time. They're on their Eastern time. It'll be 5:30 here with kickoff time, but 6:30 on the East Coast. And that game will probably be around 30 degrees at kickoff, and there's about a 30% chance of snow showers. And right now it looks like winds are going to be within 10 miles an hour. So not a lot of wind at this time, but then again, pretty cold. So we'll see how that plays out this coming Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 48. We'll be looking forward to that. And the Pro Bowl takes place this weekend, tomorrow, and a little different format for the Pro Bowl this year. Instead of AFC, NFC, they did kind of a fantasy concept this year with Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice picking the teams. So they picked it from all over the conferences. So even players playing on different teams. That's one thing that some players are going to be tackling their own receivers or running backs. So that's going to be a different concept for those teams this year. And speaking of football, as we're on football, I want to show you a nice, entertaining skydiving video from last Sunday in the AFC Championship. And this is something the Denver Broncos do before each home game. They have a couple skydivers skydive into Sports Authority Field there at Mile High Stadium in Denver. And this is courtesy of DenverBroncos.com providing this. And it's a nice little flick, so we'll show that video at this time. And as you see there, pretty cool video to show us. Took them about over 2.5 minutes to make that ascent or descent to Sports Authority Field there at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Pretty neat. With those little GoPro cameras show their fall there into the stadium. Pretty neat. Just wanted to bring something like that to you today for the roundtable, and that's pretty much all we've got for you today. And we appreciate you for tuning in as always. I look forward to you next weekend for Super Bowl weekend. I don't know if we'll have a Super Bowl show, but we'll be talking about that matchup throughout the week, and it'll be fun to watch for next Super Bowl Sunday. And look forward to having you back next time. And we appreciate Travis Day calling in, talk to us this morning about high school basketball in the area. And until next week, I'm Tyler Widener. Have yourself a good week.